Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste, Sat Sri Akal. This is Ali from Khammam city of Telangana state, and in this video we will discuss how to do all glass key programming for Toyota Etios 2019 model with the help of Obdstar KMD DP5. So this is our Toyota Etios 2019 model, new type meter, and in this we are using DP5 for making all glass key programming. And here we have to accept the terms and conditions of Obdstar company. For that we should click on agree, then select car immobilizer option, and now select Asia, then go for Toyota, Lexus, Toyota, select that option, select latest version, that is 32.72, and now the tool is VCI is upgrading, initializing, authorizing. Here we got two options, that is manual select model and manual select system. In both of the options we can do our all glass key programming or add key programming, but right now we are selecting the first option, that is manual select model. And here select Toyota, and here we got Africa, Asia, Australia, Brazil, Europe, then India, Japan, Middle East. So here select India, just to go for India. Then here we got Camry, Corolla, Etios, Fortuner, Innova. So our vehicle is Etios vehicle, that's why select Etios. And select blade option, then go for 2010 to 2017, click on enter. And here we got program key, erase key, replace immobilizer ECU, replace engine ECU, reset immobilizer, all key lost. So here we are doing all glass key programming, that's why select reset immobilizer, within the brackets all key lost. So select that option only. And now tool says switch ignition on, so turn on the ignition, the tool is communicating. Now turn off the ignition, switch ignition off, turn off the ignition, now press enter. Then again switch ignition on, so turn on the ignition, then press enter, the tool is communicating. And here the tool says switch ignition off and remove the key, so switch ignition off and remove the key, the tool is configuring the system. The tool says switch ignition on, so turn on the ignition and then press enter. Again the tool is configuring the system. Switch ignition off and remove the key, now turn off the ignition and remove the key. And here we got the message as program keys as the following steps within 120 seconds. Within 120 seconds, that is within 2 minutes, we have to complete the procedure. That is first method A, program 2 master keys and 1 sub key. That is, if you want to make 2 keys, then we have to follow the instructions like this. Here insert the first master key, turn on the ignition and wait for 5 seconds. So for the first key we should turn on the ignition and wait for 5 seconds. Then after we have to insert the second key, that is insert the second master key, turn on the ignition, we should turn on the ignition and wait for 5 seconds. That is the message which is displayed on our screen. And here I am going for the last option, that is C. I am skipping the B method. This is the C method. So what is the C method means? Program 1 master key. To program the 1 key we have to follow this instruction, that is insert the master key, turn on the ignition and wait for 5 seconds. We should turn on the ignition with the transponder, then we have to wait for 5 seconds. Then next, turn on the ignition quickly for 5 times. After doing that one, turn on the ignition quickly for 5 times. For 5 times we have to turn it on and off for 5 times very quickly. then the program will be finished. That is the procedure, that is the instructions which are given by our DP5. So we have to follow to do all class key programming for this Toyota Etios. Briefly I am telling, just we have to turn on the ignition and wait for 5 seconds. Then we have to turn it on and off for 5 times very quickly. So then the program will be completed. And that is the final procedure we have to follow to finish our programming. So by completing this procedure, our programming will be completed. So now after completing that procedure, I am turning on the ignition with the proper transponder, that is ID 67, and now I am going to start the vehicle. So here the vehicle got started. Look at the digital meter. I am raising the vehicle. So vehicle is started.